2,500 years ago, this sleepy village was at the center of a great civilization. Today, nothing suggests that something spectacular with global acknowledgement had its origins here. This is Nok in central Nigeria. Long before the British Iron Age, the Nok people had mastered the use of iron implements as evident in their terracottas. Early Christian influence led to the destruction of many on the false assumption that they were fetish. But in Benin, the master bronze casters of the royalty used their works to record events in the Oba's palace. The works were not for sale, but to preserve history. When British forces attacked Oba Overawe in 1897, the Maxim gun proved decisive in battle. With victory achieved, the soldiers settled down to looting the rich cache of treasured artworks found in the palace. This mask, the Festak mask replicated here, is one of so many Nigerian artworks that enrich various museums in many parts of the world today. Though the works are gone, the rich culture which propelled the art remains. Every December, the Beninese celebrate the Igwe festival in reverence of their monarchs and the prestige they brought to the Benin Empire. They party for the past and toast to the future. In the historic city of Badagry, culture and commerce find a meeting place. Badagry was a seaport through which thousands of slaves were shipped away to the Americas. Badagry is today Nigeria's biggest museum on the slave trade. And host of an annual heritage festival for Africans in diaspora. They come to discuss their past, have a feel of their ancestral home. Appreciate the richness of their art. And enjoy a medley of culture. Opobo is in Nigeria's oil-rich Niger Delta region, an ancient seaport for European merchants. Every first day of January, the people celebrate the end of one year. And the coming of a new one. It is the only season for Wanta, their major masquerade, their symbol of unity, of peace and appeasement. It is an annual reunion for every Opobo indigene, a major tourist attraction. The South and the waters. The North, the sand. The trans-Saharan trade brought fortune to the Kanem-Borno Empire and most of northern Nigeria. The cavalry was its war machine. The attendant Durbar became a celebration of victory in grandeur, color, and style. The trade propelled the growth of many cities and brought Islam, which has very strong adherents in northern Nigeria. Lagos is Nigeria's commercial nerve center. It was once Nigeria's political capital city. Although it is caught in the web of modernity, it has a strong attachment to its past. The Eyo play was first staged at the burial of Oba Akitoye in 1854. Today, the play is held to mark the transition of distinguished Lagosians. The play kicks off at the Oba's Palace, proceeds through the streets of Lagos in various family groups, and ends in a carnival at Iga Idugono in central Lagos. The people of Oguri in central Nigeria celebrate life through the Ovia Osese festival, which marks the initiation of maidens into womanhood. It is a tradition handed down the generations, cherished and celebrated by all. The parents relish in the joy of successfully presenting their daughters as virgins. The youngsters look forward to their own day of glory. The maidens, the cynosure of all eyes, pride in fulfillment of a virtuous life. And membership of a respected age grade. For prospective grooms, it is not only a day to exhibit prowess and charm, but one to keep an eagle eye on brides-to-be. Here in Lokoja, Nigeria's biggest rivers, the Niger and the Benue, meet in their downward journey to the Atlantic. By 1900, Lord Lugard, the British colonial administrator, hoisted the Union Jack on this spot, and made Lokoja his operational base and the first political capital of Nigeria. The rivers provided the Europeans access to Nigeria's hinterland and helped colonial governments generate revenue to meet administrative costs. Through the rivers also came Christianity and Western education. This Scottish missionary, Mary Slessor, spent most of her life and time in this house, teaching and fighting against the strong Efik tradition of killing twins. She won the war and has a strong memorial among the Efik. In spite of strong foreign influence, traditional religion still thrives. These monoliths by Ikom people to immortalize their deities signify a deep communion with ancestral spirits. That is the philosophy behind traditional religious worship in most parts of Africa. In many Nigerian cultures, the masquerade represents the link between mortals and their ancestors. They entertain at social events. They impose discipline. They intercede. Among the Igbo of southeastern Nigeria, masquerades are revered. Their festivals are common. The Ijele stands out as the king of masquerades. Translated to mean troops of soldier ants, it is a collection of many masquerades in one. It appears rarely. The Nchibi masquerade of Oba people of Cross River State reveals the symbiotic relationship the people here have with their forest. This is one of the world's remaining tropical rain forests. It is their source of rich food and their hope for shelter. It was Herculean convincing them to give up the forest, but they have made the sacrifice. It is now a national park, and within it are rare forest species like forest elephants, wild cats, and lowland gorillas, rare insects, and of course, many medicinal plants. Every year, more than 400 species of migrant birds, mostly from Europe, converge between November and February at the Hadejia Nguru wetlands in Sahelian northeastern Nigeria. Their presence has attracted thousands of tourists and scientists to this sanctuary. Conservation statutes are relatively new in Nigeria, but they have helped safeguard a wide species of flora and fauna in Nigeria's 8 national parks. Conservation is succeeding because traditional rulers are revered by their subjects, who are mostly hunters and farmers. They have joined the campaign on conservation. Among the Yoruba people of southwestern Nigeria, the Alaafin is the son of Oduduwa, their legendary progenitor. Oduduwa is considered to be God's representative on earth. As in most parts of traditional Nigeria, their history is preserved through folk tales and songs. As rendered, a picture of an old Alaafin is being painted. A brave soldier, slender in stature, fair in complexion, and without facial marks. Oba Lamidi Olaiwola Adeyemi III is on the throne today. He is a lover of peace and tradition, and an ardent conservationist. The palace retains the architectural features of his forebears. The museums of traditional Nigerian architecture, Motna, in Jos and Kano, replicate patterns and designs of palaces of northern Nigeria emirs. A labyrinth of structures, corridors and domes for home comfort and defense. Modern palaces have not deviated much from the traditional. The Nigerian Civil War as an actuality ended long ago, but as history, it has remained alive in the War Museum Umuahia, where relics of the wonders of indigenous technology are preserved. Whichever of the over 30 national museums you choose to visit, you have more than enough to learn about Nigeria. Its founding fathers and their thoughts. Holidaying in Nigeria can be exciting for those who love adventure. The Obudu Cattle Ranch, with its temperate climate, stands 1,500 meters above sea level. The Jos Plateau welcomes you with its exotic rock formations and temperate climate. The Mambila Highlands offer an album of charm, high-grade tea, coffee and beauty. You have a choice for the long sandy beaches of Lagos and Eket. Nigeria's hotels vary in standards and tariffs, but wherever you choose to stay, you will find comfort, warmth, and welcome. You can dance the night away at the discotheques. You can savor the stick meat delicacy called suya. You can unwind at any golf club. Wherever you find yourself, from Baga to Badagry, from Calabar to Kalambaina, you are sure to see beauty of environment. Beauty of people. Beauty of culture. Beauty in diversity. This is Nigeria.